when you run a business, there are a lot of boxes to check.
Let's see. Payroll? Check. Inventory? Check. Insurance?
Well, Good Thing Simply Business makes getting small business insurance fast and easy. Just answer a few questions, review your quotes, and get covered in under 10 minutes, all online. It's that simple. Check insurance off your list at simplybusiness.com.
Welcome to Tunnel Talk, No Facts, All Feelings wrestling podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Leah.
Girls, how are you doing this week?
Well, Allie, I prepped some non-weather Chit-Chat, so that's pretty exciting.
I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah. So I'm on a work trip, so I have a rental car this week. And I don't know if you've driven a rental car lately, but in my opinion, new car safety features are out of control. Like,
They are.
Aren't they?
Yeah. Yes.
And of course, you get a rental car and they don't tell you what they are because they just like hand you the key. Actually, this guy, he said, "What kind of car do you want?" to me, which was like, I don't know, a rental car. Like, he's a car person. And also, like, rental cars, they're all like, give me your finest Nissan Elantra. Like, I don't know. You know?
I do think there's something fucked up at rental car places where it's like they assume that you're coming in as a car connoisseur. They're like, you know all the cars. And it's like, bitch, yeah. I just know I want to leave this place.
And I literally said, like, I don't know, a sedan. And then he turned around and he said, "Is this SUV okay?" It's like, well, then why did you ask? What are we doing here? Give me the car you have, man. I don't care. But yeah, so then you're in the car, and this one apparently I discovered has like functionality to keep you from drifting into the other lane
departure thing.
But it doesn't just beep; it like wrenches the steering wheel, which is garbage. So you're like, you're not expecting it, and you're just like. You know, the right-hand turn lane has just opened up, and it's 200 feet to the intersection. So I'm not signaling yet. I'm just, like, sliding into the car. And suddenly I'm on a bucking Bronco, like, trying to be like, what's going on here?
Yeah. The first time that because that was a feature that my car's from 2019. I didn't know that it had it because I don't understand my car at all. And the first time it did it to me, I was like, what the devil witchcraft is this? And then I figured out that it was a feature, and I figured out how to turn it off.
Nice.
I said, I don't want to be
that
safe.
Owner's manual. Yeah. Let me drift wherever I want on the road. Okay.
And
did you end up in a Honda? Are you in a Honda?
I didn't notice. I'm in some kind of SUV.
I've literally never felt closer to you than I do right now.
I literally did not give even a little bit of a shit. Yeah.
It's so fucking powerful to be like, I don't know, it was a fucking car. Yes, queen. You know, I'd like to trash a type of car right now. I took an Uber this week because I had to take my car to the shop because it was flooding. And that's fine. And we don't have to get into that again. The car is fine. I love spending money on my car. But I took it was a Tesla, and I got so motion sick in the backseat, and I never get motion sick. I was like, I'm gonna retch in this Tesla, and so then I Googled it because I was just like, I can't be alone. This can't be me. This has to be a Tesla problem, and it is.
Wow. What do they know what it is about the Tesla?
It sounded like there was something about the brakes, whatever braking system they use, that's like different than than your brain expects. So you're having a different experience of motion than your brain is used to. So some people can get more motion sick if they're not used to it. And I don't plan to get used to it. Okay, no. Because fuck Elon.
It would be way worse if this story was like, so I rode a Tesla, loved it. Unfortunately, I have to buy one now.
It did have a cool roof. Like the whole roof was see-through, but then I just said to myself, probably that's how you die. You're not going to get me that way. I know that's how you die.
So you can see the water closing over your head and you can't get out. Yeah.
Do you know I once got into an argument with one of my friends because as I was getting out of my car, she like leaned. I was driving. I picked her up. She leaned up and closed my sunroof. And I was like, why? And she was like, well, we're getting out of the car. And I was like, why would you close it? And she was like, well, because people could see in it. And I like pointed to the windshield. And I was like, There's a lot of ways you can see it.
Because people could see it.
I don't understand what we're doing.
That's so fucking funny.
So funny. I thought, like, as you were saying it, I was like, well, Lee, if it's open, like, what if it starts raining? Like, of course you close it, but no, just the
Just
cover.
the cover. Yeah. No, I guess I could
That's so
call
funny.
it like it was in the
Car's
moon roof.
modesty.
Yeah.
You don't want those birds looking down in there. Like,
And she did it in the way that like you close your curtains at night, sort of thing. And I was like, what's happening here?
Oh my god.
Anyways, I was just thinking that a roofless Tesla would really throw her off.
That Tesla didn't even look like it had an option to close the roof. Like, it's basically nude all the time. Anyone can see it.
just God can stare right down
God
at you
can
and
stare
say,
right down
yeah.
and judge you. And he is.
And he is.
He
Oh,
says, that one's in a Tesla. I don't care for it.
I'm gonna drive that car into the water. But you'll have a good time on the way down. Leah,
Yeah.
now it's your belated week to share what's making you happy. I hope you have a really, really good one for us.
Saw a bird.
Leah? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Rejected.
You a real one.
No, I
wanna
do have a real one.
Okay.
And it is
Okay.
that me and a couple friends in July did No Buy July, where we all set our own rules for what that meant, which was pretty cool. And for me, I made No Buy July mean that I could not purchase anything online. If I wanted it so badly, I had to go find it in a brick and mortar store. And this was only an attempt to stop buying from fucking Amazon. But
Yeah.
actually, I fucking loved it. I loved it. I'm back in love with brick and mortar stores.
The dream of the 90s
Back
is
in love.
alive.
I'm like, we need to
Funny
bring
way to
back
phrase it.
malls. We need to bring back department stores. I'm having the time of my life.
True.
It's
Yeah.
fun out
And
there.
so, yeah. And so I started talking to fucking like store owners and was just like,
Wow.
oh, like, like, do you think a lot of people end up buying this? It was just really, I just had a good month. And so I'm keeping it going, right?
yeah.
So I think I told you guys this. I don't know if I told the listeners this, but my favorite weed seltzer hasn't been stocked in the dispensary in like 2 months. And so I got an email from the dispensary just like with a marketing thing. And on my new kick of loving stores and talking to stores,
Yes.
I just responded to the marketing email and was like, you should bring back the can High Boys. Within
Wow.
20 minutes, this man wrote back to me and
Oh,
was
wow.
like, oh, like the last couple times they had checked, they were out of stock. I'll check on it for you. And I was like, that's amazing. Great
Oh
response.
my gosh.
About 20 minutes after that, he responds back to me and goes, I checked with the representative. They are no longer selling it to, they're pausing sales in Massachusetts. What the fuck does that
What?
mean?
What's wrong?
They're
I don't
sick
know.
of those Puritans, yeah.
And then he goes, tell me another brand you want me to buy.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
okay.
Yes.
Of course, I don't have an answer to this because I mean, he only ever sold me one.
Leah, you should
kind
have
of
talked to me.
seltzer.
I've tried all of them.
So
He only
immediately
ever
I
sold me
Google.
once.
So immediately I'm Googling best weed seltzers.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading reviews and I pick one and I send it and I'm like, what about this one? And he was like, I'll work on it. So
I love
then
that you and this man are now brainstorming together. What kind
in
of-
this thread that starts from a marketing
He said,
email.
hop in a
Yeah.
huddle with me. Get in a huddle.
He was
It's even
no one
better
ever
than this.
responds to my emails. I'm thrilled.
I know. And so then just today, I get a response. And this was already going to be my what's making me happy. Today, he tells me that he has purchased a smorgasbord of seltzers.
Oh my
And he
God.
wants me to come try them. And so we can pay. I can pay. I don't know what he's going to charge me. I assume he's going to charge me something. But he's like, we'll figure out which one we're going to start stocking. Hello?
My jaw is
Hello?
dropped. I'm so
Hello?
happy.
You and me
Anyways.
together. He's like, I got a focus group. Like, who's gonna set the tone?
Brick
Wow.
and mortar stores,
Brick and mortar stores.
Hell
mom
yeah.
and pop businesses, they're back. We're bringing them back.
We're bringing him back. You
You
know,
do. I mean, when you buy clothes in a brick and mortar store as opposed to online, like they fit better, they look better.
Yeah.
You're happier.
you're happier. And you don't have to. I think we often think, it's like, oh, you can buy it, you can always return it. And it's like a lot of stuff that you return does not make it back into the system as you know it. Yeah. It goes to the dark system.
It's true. Also, you can think to yourself, I can return this. And then that 30 days can pass you right by.
Certainly can.
Or like sometimes I try stuff on and I'm like, oh, this isn't like great, but I don't feel like returning it, so it's gonna be good enough, and I wear it, but it's not bringing me joy. But you know what? If I had tried it on at the store, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Yep.
What about something else?
Yep.
This is a really good reminder.
Yeah.
This is a really good reminder. You know,
my nephews are coming to visit next week, and I wanted to get like little toys, just cheap stuff to have at the house, because last year my 5-year-old nephew burned me for not having enough toys. He was like, maybe there's more in the basement. And my brother had to be like, Grant, most people don't just have toys in the basement. But I went to a brick and mortar store and like looked at them, because you can see the size and the quality, and it was much easier to do there than just little thumbnails on a dag website.
I think the thing it's like, it's better to shop in person. You can understand things better. And also it's like, if you go to I think almost any store you go to, if you want something, you should go talk to somebody about it. My friends live in this neighborhood pretty nearby, but they have like a really nice like market in the neighborhood that's just local. And we've often said, it's like, if you walk through the market, they have every normal thing that you could want, but often a version of it that you're like, it's so strange that that's the one you have here. And we've often said, like, I think literally everything they stock there is because someone was like, I wish you would get this brand. And they were like, sure, yeah. As long as we have a version of it, it's fine. And honestly, it's a pretty elite shopping experience. Like, not because the brands are better, but just because it's like fun to not be buying every normal thing. You know what I mean? Like everything is interesting. My friend once was like, can you stop and get Pappardelle? I don't know if if they have it there. I said they had 4 different kinds. They were all insane. I was thrilled. I loved buying it. Every single brand they had was like, where's that from? What is that? I would only ever have encountered this in a Marshall's clearance section. Well, that was Leah. That was a great one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And I hope you get high as balls on that week.
I hope those weed seltzers, really. Yeah. When you do the sampler, boy.
He's
going to
treat you real
good. Your thoughts.
He told me to come in on Tuesday, and I will be there.
Wow.
You're just waiting when the store opens.
You're really being a part of your community, too, which is such a good feeling.
It does sort of make you, like when you're talking to people, people, like, you've just become really aware that you're like, oh, like, you're interested in making sure that like your store stocks things that people want to buy, because you're like you're personally invested in this store. It's not just like your dead end job that you hate. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just keep having moments where I'm like, wow, nice. And we're all just in this.
We're all just people in this crazy planet spinning through space. This rock spinning through space. We're all just human beings. But that's real though. We do have one item of business before we get down to the wrestling. Anne, you will not be present next week.
Big family visit. Little nephew's coming.
So exciting.
Whole gang. Yep. So.
And hopefully, we can't wait to hear if they were impressed with your toy selection.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. might have overdone it a little. We'll find out.
Are you nervous?
About the toys? A little bit, yeah.
We'll have to hear all about the reviews.
But given that this weekend is Forbidden Door, when we were considering what to do in Anne's absence, we thought, we got experts on the network. We got experts on the network, and so we asked Jeremy from Keeping It Strong Style if he would be willing to join us next week. He has said that he will be willing to join us. He will be talking Forbidden Door with us. We'll be asking him about his dance lessons.
Yes. He doesn't know it yet. He's going on the hot seat.
It's hard to know which of those topics is going to get more time on the pod. You'll have to tune in to find out. We're very, very excited, and we hope you guys are too.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm going to miss it.
Well, Ian, we'll see if you even get to come back. It's a toss-up. When you take a week off on this pod.
I'm posting that episode with a poll. That's should we replace Anne with Jeremy
or Gangrel?
Or Gangrel, yeah.
Imagine a version of our podcast where it's like every host is getting replaced with a guest host one by one, so that at the end of it, you just have all the guest hosts. So it's
So
like
it's just like Blorb, Jeremy, and Gangrel is like the Tunnel Talk hosts. Yeah,
That could be a
that'd be
dynamic
good panel,
trio.
honestly.
And the three of them are going, okay, so you've got Brandon, Adam Cole.
they're just playing the dating game forever. Oh, okay. Well, we're very excited for that, and we're excited for you to hang with your nephews. And are you guys excited to talk about the wrestling we saw this week?
Oh, could not be more excited.
I fucking bet. Okay, last week on Dynamite. Oh yeah, this was. I know we shouldn't even have put this in here. This was a little recap. We were taken back to last week's Dynamite when AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page played MJF's own game against him and coaxed him into executing his guaranteed contract. Would you have described it that way?
As coaxing? No.
No.
Taunting? Sure.
Coaxing really seems like a gentle little tone of voice and a hand on the shoulder, you know.
Yeah, coaxing is how you tame a wild stallion. That's not what was happening. But this was from a recap that I guess was on Collision this week on Dynamite. Mark Briscoe was on the hunt for MJF backstage, I think due to wanting to kill him for the usual reasons.
That was the absolute funniest, like, showing a gun in Act 1. Because it was just Mark Briscoe wandering onto screen going, I'm looking for MJF, and when I find that daggone rabbit, I'm going to shoot him. And then he wandered back out.
It was like, yeah, it makes total sense that you're this mad at him. I don't think for anything that I need to know about right now. I think just his general behavior over the past couple months.
Jokes.
But yeah, probably those dead brother jokes still. We cut immediately to a segment where MJF was approaching Ricochet and his minions, the Gates of Agony, to solicit their help with some killing of his own. He said, listen, I don't like you. Bald people freak me out, and the idea of me being bald actually gives me agita. I liked that he said agita. I thought that was fun.
That was fun, yeah.
But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You want to team up? Should we kill this guy together? Ricochet said, Max, normally I love to see you run around here stressed to the max like a chicken with your head cut off. But I'm willing to forgo that pleasure. I love that he said he likes seeing MJF. I was like, that's a good backstage commentary on MJF. It's just like, that guy is always really mad about something. It's kind of fun to see.
It'd be fun, honestly, if you like saw a little segment where like some guys are talking and then MJF just kind of storms past and they're like, wow, he's funny.
Bad mood today.
Yeah.
I'm like, the chances that did air at some point on BTE and it was the Best Friends are non-zero. That sounds like something they would do.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on... Okay, so they waved the camera away. They're like, we got to do some plotting. They're going to team up. Any thoughts on Ricochet general fashion vibes?
That whole like vest, no shirt look, it's real. I mean, Ricochet's attention to detail in the douchiness that he presents, it's really incredible.
Yeah.
The backwards cap. The whole thing is a great look. And then he has the Gates of Agony guys in vests too. So they're all looking good together.
It's fun to think about them going to the vest store to make a group purchase, you know?
Except that the vest store, I think, would be like a brick and mortar David's Bridal, maybe.
Yeah, probably David's Bridal.
I'm like just trying to think, where do you get like lots of colors of vest? You know what I mean? And I'm like,
I bet a Men's Warehouse would.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm sure there are places, but I just like the idea. It's like you come in with two men. You're like, we all need vests. They have to be different colors, so they need to look nice together. It's like, that's a wedding party. That's the only other thing that could be going on.
Yeah.
These are the kind of questions we got to ask Jeremy. Jeremy,
there you go.
And 5 of your friends all want to be wearing vests.
Matching different colored vests.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not the same, but they go together. He'll be able to answer this for us for sure.
Jeremy's listening to this episode and getting panicky.
He's sweating bullets. He's like, what the fuck are they going to ask me?
Vest, God.
But let's do a brief sidebar here. Ricochet fought a new man, Ace Austin, on Collision. The name Ace Austin. Just any thoughts on that?
Sounds like a Marvel superhero.
I was going
about to say
porno.
a reality TV star, but that's because on Love Island there was someone named Ace and someone named Austin this season.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that was true.
I think he's all elite. I don't know anything about him except that I saw it was just like his body in silhouette.
Yeah.
Going by it on Twitter, and I stopped and said, "What am I
Yeah.
What am I seeing right now?
I did very much appreciate the body. For someone to have a Mark Davis thighs and butt, but with like Kyle Fletcher's torso, I'm interested in looking.
I have to admit, I didn't watch the whole match. I'll have to get back into that. I'm looking at him now. I'm saying, how do you move? What does this whole thing look like in motion?
What is the workout routine that creates that body?
I don't know.
The thigh situation is just like, it's
pretty
disjointed. Really, it looks like different legs have gotten attached to the wrong torso.
Yeah. They are good legs. I mean,
Yeah.
good legs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested. I don't really know what to make of you, sir, but I can't wait to meet you.
I'd like to watch him crack a watermelon with them things.
Oh, yeah. That's the number one thing I'd like to see. Okay, later
Maybe
in the
we
show.
should send an email and see if the store wants to give us what we're asking for.
Hello at allelitewrestling.com.
You know, for all that we say we're always calling Tony on the phone, we never send emails except that one time we were so angry.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be sending emails more often to just be like, loving the show, just one small request. Could we get a backstage watermelon segment with some thighs?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Sarah Shockey told us that people constantly use the Pro Wrestling Tees comment box to send Tony booking ideas?
It's so funny.
I love that because it is just like, it's such an afterthought thing. It's like, I'm buying this and like, you know what? While I'm here, let me just shoot Tone an idea. Just in case it makes it through. Okay, later in Dynamite, Hangman came out for an in-ring promo in which he chastised Max for last week's parking lot attack. He said if Max has ever had a problem in his life, he cannot look it head on because he does not have the balls to do it. And he said he knew it would be a waste of time to try and call MJF out. But MJF's music did hit. MJF did not appear. Instead, Tony Schiavone hopped on the mic and was like, I'm getting a report that he has a camera on him. Hangman, stay where you are. He does not want to speak to you. He does want to speak to you, but apparently if you leave the ring before he finishes, something bad, according to MJF, something very bad is going to happen. I'm sorry, but he's got a camera. You have to stay in the ring. I'm very sorry.
I'm sorry, but he's got a camera. It's such a funny thing to say.
That's a comment on modernity. He did really manage to communicate, like, he's strapped a bomb to my chest. But it was just the camera was on him. MJF and Ricochet and the Gates of Agony had tied Mark Briscoe up into a chair. And MJF had a little canister of gasoline, and he said, I'm going to set this guy on fire, Hangman, if you don't acquiesce to just 3 requests for Sunday's Forbidden Door match. And I think he basically called Mark Briscoe Hangman's vulnerability. He was like, I know that Mark Briscoe is your Achilles heel.
Absolutely insane. Like,
Absolutely insane, yeah.
What are we doing?
I saw someone somewhere be like, it should have been Christopher Daniels. And I know that Christopher Daniels is busy with like his new like foster sons, but
his
like
Sky Sons, yeah.
It would have made a lot of sense, and it would have been like, oh shit, for like Hangman to be confronted with Christopher Daniels after all this. Yeah, that would have worked real good, I think.
Seriously.
That would have made a lot of sense.
It also would have made sense for him to be so emotional he couldn't think straight, and he just had to like give in to the stipulation. Whereas with Mark Briscoe, you're sort of like, well, I mean, he seems like he'd survive anything. You know?
I was having a bit of a bad response where I was like, Hangman, he can take it. He'll be fine. Like, I just don't really worry about it. And then I was like, well, we've been saying all that stuff about how Hangman's a locker room leader, so he probably has to like practice what he preaches. But I just still couldn't really. It's not that I wish harm upon Mark Briscoe. I was just like, he'll be okay.
Yeah,
this isn't going to get him.
And it just kind of like bummed me out. Like Hangman doesn't have any particular friends anymore. You just have to grab like a generic good guy and be like,
I know.
Mark Briscoe on fire.
Especially because like the Dark Order had a brand new shirt that apparently like sold really well this week. That would have been a really good moment to like bring the Dark Order out and be like, oh.
What terms are they on? Or do we know? Bad
kind
still?
Of bad, but I still think he would have more emotional investment for sure. Yeah,
I
think they're still bad, but yeah.
But that would be interesting to play with. Or it's like, this was kind of interesting too, because as you said that, and like, it's a little like depressing to be like, oh, Hangman has no real friends. It's like, that would be depressing for the Hangman character too, that maybe that's a button that MJF should have pushed is like, you really don't have anybody like, to be like, you're going to have to save this guy, but like just because of your morals, not even
Yeah.
because
Right.
I know they told us, guys don't tell, I know they told us last week that like they have a really long history and they're like really respect each other. They're really good friends. Like footage not found at AEW.
I
Okay?
love to pull this out like, oh, they have a really long history. Like only the moment before they need it for the story beat is
Yeah.
like, guys, it doesn't work.
I
that
don't
way.
believe you. Also, with Mark Briscoe, I'm like, Mark Briscoe will come out to rescue anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm not really buying that Mark Briscoe cares anything about Hangman. Mark
No.
Briscoe is just, he comes out.
Exactly.
They're just two firehouse Dalmatians. It's like they were trained to save people. It's not about their relationship to each other.
You know what would have
exactly.
been so funny,
Just-
though? If Hangman in that moment, instead of agreeing to the stips, was just like, jet speed, I need you. Activate
To me.
This is what we've trained for.
Canine Rescue Unit.
They've all got little like casks of whiskey around their necks, like St. Bernards in the Alps.
The idea of Jet Speed as a highly trained canine rescue unit who just
I mean, I'd watch that Saturday morning cartoon,
and Max Caster is some kind of like rat mutt.
Yeah, they're like sleek huskies, and he's like, his teeth are all wonky.
They're like, we need him on our team, boss. We've got to have him.
He just turned up one day at the rescue kennel, and they were like, he's on our team now. And they're like,
He's actually caused so much trouble. He's like broken into the fridge. He's eaten everybody's lunches. He shat on the floor. Like,
Yeah,
they're
he's
just like,
been in the pound for over a year because people keep bringing him back.
they're like, we love him. We're obsessed with him.
He can't be in our home though.
We can't save people without him. Okay, well that wandered a little bit. Where are we? Hangman. Yeah. Well, Hangman and Mark Briscoe are best friends. We knew that. Guys, it's fine. We knew that. We've known that this whole time. So MJF's requests. The title can change hands by disqualification. Second, the title can change hands by countout. Finally, I can have the match and I don't have to execute my Casino Gauntlet contract. I'm like, didn't he already sign it? Like,
My God.
come on.
This is so crazy, and it's like it's the second time in a row that MJF has done a storyline where it's like we spend a really long time on something that feels very pointless, like that doesn't have the emotional resonance for the time we're giving it with trying to get into the Hurt Syndicate or trying to not use this contract. You finally hit the beat that you assume we've been going for the whole time, and like he's in the Hurt Syndicate and he's got tricked into to using his contract, and then we immediately undo it again. Like, what was the point? Why are we doing this?
I think it's like he must be like, it's cool. You zig, you zag, you zig, you zag. It's like, well, it's like just like a zigzag, zigzag, zigzag isn't like a compelling story arc, It's like, I don't know.
It's like, are you feeling okay, buddy? You can't even finish your simplistic wrestling storyline.
Back there, take his temperature. I think that some of you will be thrilled to hear it. I'm with you. I hate cash-ins now. I'm over it. I hate cash-ins.
Agreed. I also hate this, but here's what I'll say. I've only been mad since Wednesday. You guys have been mad for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but they're really happy now. It's like this is a gift going out to you. It's like, you know what? You're right. Well, we shouldn't even have tried. I wish we hadn't tried. I wish we hadn't even done it. Fuck it. Cash-ins are out. I can't say that I think this is a bit overbooked. It's feeling a little overbooked to me. And
well, because now, okay, here's the thing. We were saying that like cash-ins don't always have to follow everything WWE did. They could do something cool with it. You got to give them a chance to do it. And it's like, okay, well now you're just guaranteed that what's going to happen is MJF's going to lose the match normally. Then he's going to cash in
and
at the end, and then likely lose again. And I'm like, well, now you've just telegraphed everything that's happening. And obviously, this episode's going to come out sometime before you see Forbidden Door. So egg on my face if they manage to do something very, very cool. But I think they've telegraphed pretty much that they won't.
Yeah. I can't say it's thrilled me.
No.
do you guys think that do I not know how lighters work? Or like was it like he had the light, it was a nice lighter with a lid. He had it lit, and then when Hangman acquiesced, he blew the flame out. And I said a cool guy would close the lid, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yeah. I think he thought he looked cooler blowing it out, for sure.
Yeah, but
That's so foolish. You would never catch me blowing out a lighter, okay?
I was like, in middle school, I would have relentlessly bullied anyone who blew out a lighter.
Like, in middle school today, and if I saw someone do that in front of me, get ready to never hear the end of it. What else do we have here? Anything we want to talk about? Probably not. Did we get a little CM Punk? I totally missed this. We got a little CM Punk
Oh,
razz.
yeah. So Hangman showed up to the arena by taking the train because nobody picked him up at the airport. He had to take
Wow.
public transit.
Okay.
Pretty rough.
Pretty
In the
rough.
UK.
No
How are you
way to
supposed
treat
find your way
somebody.
there?
No way to treat-
Disrespectful.
No way to treat a champion. No. Sounds kind of fun. I like being on the train, personally. Better than owning a car that floods. A car that could flood. It's better to take the train.
Also, I'll say every single person that's posted a picture about seeing Hangman out in the wild, that man has looked beautiful.
Yeah.
I know he's a beautiful man. I've said it before, but he's been looking quite fetching in
When
Scotland.
he's in that little tie-dyed tank and the jorts and the flip-flops, and then people are leaving comments like, why is he dressed like an Australian? Like, that's what I like.
It's a cute people, you know? All right. Shall we move on to Will Ospreay? Open Dynamite. They were in Glasgow. He opened with a promo about how he loves drinking with Scots. He loves sausage rolls. And did you ever think about death?
You're going to have to tell me and Anne what happened here because you were the only one that understood him.
Yeah.
Turns out Allie's fluent in bruv, whereas
even know.
Leah and I were both like, God, when Ospreay goes to the UK, he suddenly like
It was so
accent
much worse than
degenerates.
normal.
I
Yeah.
know. He talks faster and he doesn't enunciate because he's like, these
He's
bros
like, I'm
know
with
what
my
talking
people.
about.
Yeah. He's with
Well,
his
and he's
people. He's
bringing
happy.
it's a lot of references you're not getting in the U.S. because he really gets
True.
into. I guess he went to Greg's. He went to Greg's to get some sausage rolls, and everybody loved hearing about Greg's. And I said, I don't know who that man is, but I also like sausage rolls, so I can understand that sounds fun.
Sarah and I have this friend from Long Island who comes to visit once a year, and every time Sarah gets within 30 feet of this friend, all of a sudden Sarah's Long Island accent activates by 500%, and I don't understand a single thing she's saying. And I'm like, professionally, I listen to you 2 hours every 2 weeks. How is this happening? I don't understand. And she's like, well, I'll call ya. That was a terrible impression, but
She's not gonna like that.
She's not
No.
gonna like that impression.
I like that you kind of implied that you listen to Sarah only while she records her podcast, and the rest of the time you're like,
If I'm not
forget
being
it.
paid for it, I just in one ear, out the other.
I listen to her professionally, and I tune her out the rest of
The
the
rest of the time, yeah.
Sarah, that's not true. She loves listening to you, and we all do. And our hearts go out to you. All our traditional best to you and your
You and the entire region of Long Island.
yeah, our hearts go out to Long Island. Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you much more than that. I mean, I was shocked to find that I understood it and that you guys didn't. I think there was a moment of confusion where you were both being like, we need captions because I can understand a thing he's saying. And I instinctively went to be like, so true, Queens. And then I was like, wait a second. I actually am getting most of this. But he basically, he was like, this has been the hardest few weeks of my life. I think he was really connecting to his Rada roots because he was fucking, I don't think he went to Rada, but he was really acting. He was really doing something.
Yeah.
He got Big Dave Meltzer, apparently, who was having
really?
a meltdown.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
Dave. Oh, Dave.
about how Ospreay's gonna die with his neck or whatever.
Apparently, he kept saying, I don't have any extra information just based on what was on television. I think he's near death. I was like, okay.
Like, Dave, I saw him on television. I thought probably some of this is a work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a pretty experienced wrestling viewer, I know Big Dave isn't. So
No. Well, he's emotionally compromised. I thought it was impressive that I did think, with my smart thinking brain, I thought when Will Ospreay says they wouldn't clear me for Forbidden Door, and that's why it has to be a lights out steel cage match, because I'm not allowed to be there because I'm on the verge of death. I thought with my brain, I doubt that very much. I doubt very much that you haven't been cleared for the match. But at the same time, I think I was connecting. I think I was probably closer than I might like to Big Dave emotionally, because he was worrying me with his affect.
Yeah. Remember a reaction when like commentary diagnosed Chuck Taylor's ankle during like, and we like immediately clocked out of the rest of the episode because we're all getting our medical degree on WebMD. That's what was going on with Big Dave, is that he's like, okay, I've learned a lot about necks in the last 20 minutes, and this is what I think is happening.
I assume that he has to get a surgery, and that he will get a surgery, but he was allowed to do plenty of stuff in this match, so I don't think he's going to die, but he did just kind of look like, I'm connecting to my own mortality, and it's a scary thing, and I'm glad that I can be here with you talking about sausage rolls while it happens.
I kept thinking about how, like, for the first Wembley thing, when he kept talking about how Chris Jericho kept taking him aside to being like, you gotta stop doing that. You're gonna break your body. And he was like, Chris Jericho, I'll never die. And now he's like, ooh, it seems that Big J's right.
He's like, I used to be made of rubber, but now I'm not. Like, oh, well,
so, you know, all man-made materials degrade over time.
Wow.
The human body is not woman-made. Well, in some ways, man-made. Woman-made.
Woman-made.
You'd think that woman-made materials would be a little stronger. You can usually count on women to do a pretty good job. Okay. So he's in the ring. He says, if there's even a small chance that I can't be Will Ospreay after Sunday, then I'm leaving everything in that ring. Mox Cruz is out to join him. Mox's face is so expressive, plastic. It is moving. He's pulling it all sorts of ways. He really is delighting me these days.
Yeah.
He's so
really
happy.
having the time of his life. He's like, now that I've gotten that albatross out of my fucking briefcase, yeah, I'm having the time of my life.
It's like everyone has finally shut up about me, so like, yeah, I can enjoy myself again.
I honestly, would it have been a better storyline if Mox had started doing a thing where it was like the briefcase was like talking to him, whispering to him, Grima worm-tonguing him. He's just being like aged. It's giving him bad advice, like, you know, that kind of thing. The second it's gone, he's young. He's young.
Yeah.
His kid is dead. That's rough. But other than that, everything's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Immediately I was like, what happened to Yuta? Because I forgot.
Yuta would have to die for the storyline, obviously, but that's okay. So Ospreay says, John, ace of AEW, and then I've said this is the point at which my bruv translation failed because I don't know what he called Claudio. He went into something that was so incomprehensible, even to me, a master bruv translator.
You with your degree in bruv studies couldn't even figure it out.
It was humiliating. I'm not afraid to say it. But I'll tell the truth. I'll always tell the truth on this podcast. I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said. But the gist, he said, this Sunday I'm coming for you. So if you want to get rid of me, don't let your boys do it. Do it yourself. That was hot. I liked that. I thought that was good. Mox doesn't like this. He's mustering his crew. He's like, let's get into some shenanigans. Who should run out? You know who it is. They're the sleekest canine rescue unit in the world. It's Jet Speed.
I'm just picturing it's like the Rescue Rangers, but it's like the sleek canine rescue unit, and it's like the two sleek ones, and then like the little ragged dog trotting after them at the end with like a bone in his mouth. Yeah.
I wish that I could really picture like what Max Caster canine rescue dog would look like, because it's like his temperament would be so nightmarish. Like, it's like the Shih Tzus, you know, he's not getting adopted. But then I'm like, I don't know, would he be really beautiful?
I mean,
it's hard to imagine what kind of dog he is.
It's true. It's like in spirit, he's a ratty mutt, but in physical appearance, he's certainly some kind of pure breed, like,
yeah. He's looking lovely. Strong thighs.
Big, strong.
He's built in such a way that you're like, wow, that must be the best canine rescue dog. But then, like, either he's flubbing it or he's actively not trying.
I think he's making it worse.
His own paws.
Yeah. Like, it's like help get little Timmy get out of the well. And he's like pushing little Timmy into the well. And then being like, who did that? Should I get in the well?
They're like, we thought only little Timmy was in the well. Why are there 4 kids down there now? My cousin's like, I don't know.
He's like, well, I just sent more kids to go get Timmy. That's fine, right?
They like it down there.
Stand on each other's shoulders. Come on.
Their kids are killing to get in this well. They love it in the well. Anyway, Jet Speed come out. Jet Speed come out. They have a trios match versus the Death Riders on the books for the night. So they run out to back Ospreay up. Everyone's fighting. Tanahashi comes out. He joins in. The bell rings, to me, unexpectedly.
Surprising. Yeah, I was like,
well, let's do the match now.
Who's in the match? I don't know. I was like,
I think we may all have been caught. I'm not sure a single one of us understood that the match had started.
I think like a few minutes after the match had started, our friend Nicole was like, is a match happening right now? And we were kind of like, yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Totally possible. Probably a match. It's probably a match. Yeah, we're probably watching a match.
Yeah.
What else? I have said Will Ospreay is where at this point? No idea, not my business. I think he'd gone backstage because then there comes a point in the middle of the match where Marina, who's wearing this hat, and what a look it is.
Oh my God, it was so cute.
She was so cute, but it was also so insane. Like, it was just like, wow, you look wild. You're a hunk. You're my wife?
Which in the middle of Dynamite, you said that she looked like Spinelli from...
I did.
From,
Recess.
Recess. I couldn't think of it. And immediately I tweeted it, and the internet agrees.
People saw the vision. Okay. Oh, yeah. So Marina tries to get involved. Bryce ejects her from the match. She's on the ramp being like, what the fuck? How could I get ejected easily?
But that mommy's little ham, contender, because from the moment she got ejected, she's going, what? Why? For what? What? For being a girl in this, trying to make it in a man's world?
For working 9 to 5 just to make a living? For barely getting by when it's all taking and no giving? Well, it was a Mommy's Little Ham double feature because she was hamming and then Ospreay came out and kind of like crept up on her from backstage and did a little smirk and then was like, it's me, bitch. And then threw her over his shoulder and guarded her backstage. Everyone was working like a well-oiled machine here. Match continues. More interference from, quote, the War Dogs of NJPW. So that's Gabe Kidd, a man I don't know, and so, I don't know, Cole Carter, cowboy stripper. It's not Cole Carter. That's that other guy, that little twink.
Connors.
Clark Connors. Yeah.
Cowboy Carter?
So it's Gabe Kidd, Cowboy Carter, and Unknown.
And Unknown. And the other one.
And he and Gabe Kidd yanks Tanahashi off the ropes. And I thought, like, that's because of his knees. He can't go off those ropes. Well, later he did. He did jump off those ropes. So
I saw someone in the Social Suplex Network be like, what the fuck, Tanahashi? You couldn't hobble down to the ring at the G1, but you're hopping off the ropes for the AEW freaks?
Okay, but in
that.
fairness, he did hobble down to the ring here, too. I mean, I was really worried watching him run.
It was quite the boat-legged little run.
And actually,
it is funny, too, to just, like, not ever watch New Japan, but just, like, hear discourse. So it's like, I know the knees are bad, but I don't see him. So then when he comes out, it's like, oh, God, the knees. Like, I think they're going to fall off.
There was a lot of pathos about it because he was running kind of like, I'm so concerned for you, but he has that like glorious like mane of hair and it's just a beautiful, barrel chest and he's like, looks really good. And I'm just like, that's an aged lion. Yeah. He is so, I'm like, be so careful. They'll put you on a slab. The witch is trying to kill you, buddy.
He had such a funny look on his face too, where as he was hobbling down to the ring, he was like, yes, it is me. And I know you're happy to see me.
He's like, I saw Mox's expression when he heard I was coming. Like,
you're all horny to see me, and so you should be.
Don't worry about
I'm about to get exactly the reception I like. We're going to do it in the ring. I love seeing him. I worry for him. I feel like he's like a papa figure to me somehow, in a way. What else happened here? It's really easy to get lost in here. Everyone's trying to kill everyone. Tanahashi pins Little Pin Pig Yuta. Classic Little Pin Pig Yuta. And then Ospreay brings out a body bag. And everyone's like, Marina Shafir's in the body bag. And then the Bucks came up and kicked him to try and get the body bag. I don't know. And finally, the body bag gets open, and it's not Marina at all. It's Darby. And so Darby he loves it in that body bag. First of all,
It's a favorite place to be.
Maybe sleeping in there.
He also came out of that body bag pretty smug. Like,
"'Tis I."
You never saw this coming, did you?
Like, if I'd thought for 5 seconds, maybe I would have. But you're right. I would not say that my brain was that turned on, so I did not see it coming. Yeah. So then fighting. The ops run out. That makes sense. They love to be there. I forget that they'll be there, but they love to be there. Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong run out, also to help on the side of good. Thoughts?
They go after the Young Bucks. Yeah. So we're gonna finally have a Kyle O'Reilly and like Roddy, a Kyle O'Reilly and Matt Jackson reunion. Like, I love that. Except Kyle's on the side of good.
Kyle's on the side of good.
Yeah.
This was kind of the point in the brawl where I was like, I give up. I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm trying to track all these people.
I'm confused.
Which can we detour now and talk about the Kyle and Roddy on Collision stuff too?
Yeah, let's please
get into it.
I'm obsessed with it because it appears to me that Kyle and Roddy are going to break up because Kyle's like, okay, now that I've been freed from Adam Cole's
the shackle
brain
of Adam Cole's personality.
Yeah. Like, what was Adam Cole doing to him, and are we ever going to get into it?
No. He has mind control power. It's like the only explanation. Like, Adam Cole has some kind of supernatural ability. He had Kyle's brain in a normalcy vice.
Yeah, yeah. Was holding him really hostage. Kyle couldn't break out of it for a second. But now that he's free, he's like, Roddy, let's go. We're going to be weird. We're going to do weird stuff. Come hang out with my weird friends. And Roddy, like, has been, like, his vibe is, like, the like, disapproving wife's like, if I catch you at the bar with your friends one more time when you should be home with me. Like,
sitcom wife.
Every time I watch one of these segments, I'm like, what am I supposed to be getting from this?
And Kyle's like worried that Roddy's embarrassing him in front of the conglomeration all the time.
But Kyle's energy also is terrifying. Like, if I were Roddy, I would be like, we have to get an MRE done. Or MRE. You need to eat an MRE.
Eat an MRE and then we'll get an MRI. We'll
Kyle,
get taken
this
care
is
of.
a blood sugar issue for sure. Just eat an MRE.
And it is right that, like, if you've only known Adam Cole's version of Kyle, you would be like, those people are not a good influence on you. Something's wrong. But the truth is that, like, Roddy really needs to understand that this is Kyle's true form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Adam
and
Cole
it's
was the bad
scary.
influence. Yeah.
We like him when he's scary. Like,
Yeah. But of course he should be concerned about the cannibalism. He's going to get drawn into it if he keeps going.
That's why I keep being like, who is the face in this? Because I'm like, Roddy's right to be concerned, of course. But when Kyle goes back to the conglomeration, they're going to get a prion disease or something.
Absolutely. The face heel dynamics on this show have never been more confused.
Yeah.
Good boys, bad boys, good girls, bad girls. It's all slop to me right now. Every time I see someone, I'm like, well, you're a lunatic. I don't know what that makes you. I don't know if you're good or you're bad.
We're going to need, like, more dynamics. Like, we're going to need the D&D alignment chart because good and bad really can't capture it now. We got to bring chaotic and neutral and lawful
and then when you
into
have
it.
all of these like weird alignments and then you slop them all together in a big mix, it's like, how are we supposed to be tracking them? I don't know.
It is perpetual stew, but to what end, And we're supposed to eat this? I love eating it, but let me hit you with a new idea. The holes are malfunctioning. They're coming through. Good boy, bad boy. Good boy.
Sure.
Good boy, bad boy.
I wasn't
holes.
tracking you now. I'm with you. Keep going.
You said what holes? And I can't believe they're the holes of which the podcast is named. The holes for which the podcast has been named. Good and bad boy holes.
Yep.
They're malfunctioning. People are coming through them. They go into the whole normal. They come out weird. They come out. The hole's like, I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am.
It's like in Galaxy Quest when the little transporter is malfunctioning, and sometimes it just splices people together. You get splinched or whatever.
That makes sense. If I found out eventually that it's like 10 people backstage were in a transporter incident where their little minuscule cells and stuff got splinched and spliced, and now we still have 10 people, and they look the same, but on the inside they're not the same.
Kind of
They got
explains
combined weird.
John Moxley's transformation.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of transformations. Definitely, obviously Kyle's.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's happening to Stat right now.
Oh yeah, Stat's definitely had a little malfunction.
Definitely, she was in the Willow.
Technically, Mercedes has been getting so weird lately. It's like
it's true.
She might have a little bit of Tony, like that got
a little
combined
Tony in
into
her?
her.
Little Tony in her.
That makes sense. I mean,
like
they were transporting out for their match, and look what happened. Suddenly, you got little Tony in you. I think this could be. I think it's not nothing.
Yeah.
So this is going on. This is all going on. All the spliced people are fighting, and then Darby dives off a balcony onto the bad boys / spliced boys, and end of segment, and the end, and the end. Leah, you're so much smarter than me on this. Do you want to talk about the weird timing of this that even on rewatch I didn't notice? So seems fine.
Listen, like, you know how sometimes you watch like older movies and the credits are at the beginning? Like, you ever watch I'm like, for some reason the example that's coming to mind is like Bambi, when you start Bambi and it has
forever.
all of the credits at the beginning before the movie starts.
They do that with those damn Bond movies sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of felt like that, where I was like, wait a minute, this is last match energy.
Okay.
What's happening here? No, I know what you're saying. So that was what my complaint went to, is that I don't understand what happened in terms of like why any of this happened as the opening, especially because it was like, okay, well now I assume I'm not going to see any of these people again, which I didn't. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like,
you assumed correctly.
If I didn't have a podcast, I could have turned off the episode because nothing else after that really mattered that much. Which,
at moments that mentally I pretty much did. I was trying to solve some pretty intense Excel problems. So Tony, there's huge chunks of this show that went unappreciated by me.
Yeah.
So that was my comment. I will say that I saw people in the Social Suplex Discord having a conversation about how the brawl itself was weirdly timed, and that there was a bunch of sections where people were clearly just standing there waiting for something to like they thought that Darby was going to get up to do his coffin drop faster than he actually. It took him a while to get up there, so then they were just kind of milling about. That I kind of like, because it's just guys shoot this shit.
I didn't even notice that because there were so many men there that I was confused about, that it was just well, that's fine.
Yeah. I saw someone who was there, I think our friend Mark Gallup, said that it was very hard to follow in the arena, and it was it was hard on TV too.
It was hard on TV too. Yeah.
But
now let me hit you guys with something.
Yeah.
Why didn't Kenny show up to that?
Not coming to work.
Why didn't Ibushi show up to that?
They sure don't love us.
Pretty straightforward. He said, I'm not coming to work.
He said, I don't work here anymore.
I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today.
Gabe Kidd more than Kenny Omega this year.
Yeah.
Discuss.
I think
maybe twice as many times even. Kenny, I love you so much. I'm so worried. I just want you to be happy. That's all. I didn't want you to be happy. I want you to feel good. I'm worried you don't. I'm really concerned.
Everyone was so mean about the Dookie promo that
I'm sorry they did that to you. That was
Yeah.
great. You were
It was a great
great.
People
promo.
don't appreciate Kenny's good work, like the Golden Jets promo and Dookie.
The Golden Jets fans is like the three of us and Mark Gallup, and no one else gives it the credit.
No
it
one else
deserves.
gives it
No.
the credit it deserves.
No one else gives it the credit. If I wish we had the memories to make like a list of like the top 10 promos or segments that we loved that no one has ever gotten on the same level.
It's like Darby and Ethan.
Darby and Ethan Page.
yeah.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Obviously,
so good.
Golden Jets promo. There've got to be like 100 others.
There's that. Nobody likes it when I say it. It's when Darby said, "I let them stab me on the bus because what are you going to do? Not let them stab you?" It was a great.
That was a funny one.
It was a great promo. It was the only good characterization he's ever done.
And honestly, go find yourself. I feel like it's underappreciated because of incredible comedic moment.
Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody
saw
Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. We'll keep working on that list.
Now I'm immediately thinking about that person that burned us in the Social Suplex Network Discord and being like, imagine Tunnel Talk having match of the year candidates. They'd have to remember a match first.
So
know what?
accurate. And sometimes we are invited to contribute, and that is a barrier to entry, I will say. Yeah.
And I haven't tried to overcome it. That's like
I did 1 year, and it was so much work. I was like, never again.
Yeah, I was impressed that you did it. I look at it, it's like I've been brought to the Border Collie like hurdle jumping competition, and my owner takes me out there, and I look around, and I'm just like, no, absolutely not.
Just
Oh,
lay down
God, no.
in front of the first
Certainly
hurdle,
not.
like, oh yeah, I can sit here. That's not a problem.
Ooh, I don't see that for me. Okay. I do want to point out this moment. I thought this was splendid. Confusing. I think I'm trying to give him the mommy's little ham. I really am. This moment when Darby has jumped off the balcony, he splat on the floor. Will Ospreay kind of like dives for him and is like helping him up, and then just shoves his head under his arm and is like, "Brother, you get your arm around me."
It's all he's ever wanted.
Was so wild.
Man's arm of friendship around him.
Just a funny guy. Okay. Anything else you want to say about any of this?
Oh, also, I know this is probably a minority opinion, but Bryan Danielson is one of my special little guys, and I was really excited to see him and have him on commentary all match, even though I know people were mad he wasn't in the storyline, but I didn't expect him to be. That man's off the board. He's not a player.
It never occurred to me that I'm like, Bryan Danielson didn't want to be in a storyline when he was actively wrestling. You think he wants to be in a storyline now? Grow up.
I didn't expect anything out of Bryan Danielson. I will say it did absolutely crack my shit up when Mox entered like the ring and proudly walked past Bryan Danielson without eye contact, nose in the air. And I was like,
He killed Bryan Danielson, the wrestler, and this Bryan Danielson, the commentator of the same name. He's
you
never
don't know
met.
that man.
You
He's
don't
not
know
giving that man a cent of attention.
Said, I am winning this breakup.
Look at me thriving.
I will come back to Bryan Danielson on commentary later because he did have one shining moment. I had no objection to him. I was happy to see him. I was confused to see him. When the show started with Bryan Danielson's music hitting, it was so disorienting to me. I was like, what is happening? Is that what I think it is? I'm not sure I even remember. Then he comes out and he just said, I don't really get dressed to. No, I'm just wearing my normal clothes. Of course, no, I didn't get dressed for this really.
I also, in my very classic way, didn't pay attention to anything anybody was saying. So I just saw him there. And I guess in my head, I thought that he was going to like grab a mic and like talk to us about something. And then all of a sudden Will Ospreay was there and Will Ospreay was talking. And I just had to be like, I was in our channel just going, now what happened to Bryan?
You're like, did everyone else see Bryan
I
Danielson?
really had a moment where I was like, he was here, right? Y'all saw him?
Man, Tony, we'll say we've said it many times, but I'll say it again. Gaslight us. One of these days, just have Bryan Danielson or whoever come out. You do the big entrance, and then they just like walk down. And while the cameras are off of them, they just walk right into the back, and you don't see them again. You
And
don't
it
know why
never,
it
nobody
happened.
ever brings it up again.
Nobody brings it up.
People
And
would
you're
be
just like,
so
I
mad.
know I saw them. I know it.
I know he was there. I
Did
saw him.
Did I not?
He was real.
No.
Tony, I want to go get an MRE because of you. That's the funniest stupid thing I've ever said.
And you know it's going to end up being something that enters our lexicon now, where we're just
for
like,
sure.
oh, that was so stupid. It made me want an MRE.
Yeah, we're gonna be saying it in 5 years and like forget that it's a joke, so it's just something we say, and then people will be like, "Those girls are dumb."
Guys.
Because it's MRI.
It's imaging. Imaging. Shut up.
Shut up. It's imaging. Okay.
Magnetic resonance imaging.
We all know what it is. Shut up.
If someone confidently told me that imaging is a scientific concept, I probably would be like, maybe. I don't know. I guess I didn't go to school for that.
And that's why
Not
we're
a
perfect
STEM
candidates
person.
to be gaslit.
So humiliating to have been the arts, to have been the humanities part of the science and humanities equation. I guess.
Getting defunded.
Oh my God. Yeah, good thing we're not teaching any of that anymore.
No.
Okay. Mercedes and Athena fought Tony and Windsor on Dynamite. Tony wore a beautiful tartan costume for Scotland, and she sniffed Mercedes really aggressively and then said, "Get in my belly."
It's so funny. It's such an old reference.
It's like, that's what it's like to be pandered as a millennial.
Yeah.
It was so great. It really woke me up. I was working on my Excel stuff. I turned and looked at her. She said that. I said, "Okay, you're right. I'll watch." I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be doing that during your match. I'm really sorry. No complaints about any of this. Bad Girls pulled out the win due to Windsor getting confused about who the legal woman was. So she was doing a move on
So relatable.
someone on Mercedes, but Athena was the legal woman. I said, I didn't even know that that mattered anymore. I didn't know we were tracking that in any tag matches really anymore at all. I thought they were all legal all the time.
It does get very loose, so it was interesting for that to matter. I also really like this because I enjoyed the discord between Athena and Mercedes, where Athena was yelling at Mercedes as if Mercedes was one of her minions, and Mercedes was like, "You can't yell at me. I'm Beyonce.
I have 8
I
belts.
have 8 belts. You can't speak to me like this."
I think they're quite fun together. I really liked this little team up. Mercedes confronted one of her opponents at Forbidden Door, Persephone, in the crowd, but she immediately shoved Monet down. She was standing in the front row. I don't know who that is.
I'll be
think
honest
she's
with you,
a
I did see who it is. She looks like a
stardom.
very normal woman.
She did.
I'm sure she's a good wrestler. I'm excited to see her, but I just said you could have pulled any extra out of that crowd and said this is Persephone. I mean, I don't know what. I guess it's just that, like, I'm used to American wrestler women who have like 18 pounds of makeup and hair extensions. So I'm like, this woman looks like she could be in a 7-Eleven any day.
I love your vibe
That's
a little
crazy.
bit. It's like they said she was a wrestler. Maybe. Time will tell.
I guess she didn't really
Yeah, they said she was a
clean
wrestler.
herself up the way I would have
Yeah.
expected, but
They said she was a wrestler, but she wasn't wearing glitter eyeshadow.
Cancellation
so, was
incoming.
she?
Cancellation incoming. Okay. In other women's news, Chris Statlander fought Anna Jay, Julia Hart, and Penelope Ford on Dynamite. She won $100,000. What was the segment where we learned, apparently?
Twitter.com.
Okay. And what's the facts?
Oh, I think it's just like, I think the Young Bucks maybe changed one of their bios at one point to be like our salary, or maybe it was the AEW Twitter said, one of the Twitters said that all of these recent like win money for tournament things that's what Tony is spending the Young Bucks salaries on.
So they're not getting paid anything anymore? They really are.
That's
They
what they
really
filter
are
everywhere.
Cinderella's kitchen. They really are the little princess. You can't take their salaries, Tony. Okay, well, fair enough. I like that. You know what? Let's explain it. Any way we explain it, let's explain it. So she won $100,000, and then she got attacked by Triangle of Madness, and then Queen Aminata and Ty Mello ran out to help, and then Megan Bain stomped out to also be up. So everyone's out there. You couldn't believe the people who are out there. They're all out there. And Megan Bain is wearing these bright white platform shoes, and kind of like what do you call that style of dress that's like, it's all like cut up around the hem? You know, it's like a handkerchief dress. It's like a pink handkerchief. Everything about this was like, wow, this is wild. I don't know what this is communicating, but she's fighting. They're all fighting. And then Harley Cameron shows up and she drives off all the bad girls. Then we go backstage. Chris is celebrating her win with napkin confetti and just some classic confusing dialogue that says, let's get her back to that transporter room. We've got to get looking into this problem. All is not well on this ship. All is not well. Harley interrupts the promo, jumps into Chris's arms. I was so inspired by all the things you said about women inspiring women. It was so inspiring. And then she said she had two. She said, what are you going to spend your money on? I have 2 suggestions. Should we? I can't even speculate. I'm not even going to speculate. I don't know what it meant. The thing is, it's like it was suggestive, but it was suggestive in that way where you're like, that's dirty. And then you're like, wait, how though? What do you mean? What do you mean?
It is like they all got a little piece of Tony in the last transporter, but they don't really know how to make it work.
Yeah.
So they're just like yeah.
Semi-innuendos are coming out and not quite all the way there.
I'll innuendo.
There's like a lot of stuff being said that it's like, stop. Explain it to me. Then Harley is like dips herself back, and Jon Moxley has come on the scene. He's looking down at her, and Chris is looking at him like, "Oh God, no!" And then she like sets Harley down, and then she stands to attention like a cadet. She says, "Oh,"
she like pushes
God.
Harley behind her too. Yeah. Like she's always protecting. Yeah,
that's true. She's always protecting.
Horny scared. It was.
Yeah, the vibe very much was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe this happened in front of Jon Moxley.
I'm so sorry, Commander Moxley. It'll never happen again. And Mox gave her a look like, you bet it won't. And then he said, damn right. And then he left, and Yuta's there, and he looks at Chris like, good on you, sis. You're right. We've all got to impress Commander Mox.
He tried to fist bump her, but Chris wouldn't fist bump her, so he just bumped her shoulder.
Her little shoulder.
Yeah.
Girls, I don't know.
I don't know. I like kind of love this storyline, so I'm glad it's still happening. But it is like, wow, where are we headed? Love to know.
I know. It's actually working for me that we're getting dribs and drabs every 3 to 4 weeks because I'm genuinely not sure if they've plotted out where it's leading or if they decide 30 seconds before it happens what's going to go on.
Yeah, because it's like I'm not even fully sure like what Chris wants or feels or is afraid of, but but the mix of emotions on her face it's a heady one. Like I almost don't want to know explicitly. Like it's working.
Yeah. The vibe is kind of like she went bad and didn't really have a good time because it's like Stokely made her mad and like the scene wasn't really great. So she was like, oh well, maybe I'll be good again and I'll get Willow to forgive me and I'll just do that. And then that was hard. And she's like, well, I didn't like being bad and it's really hard to be good. So what is there? And Mox is like appearing to be like, you actually don't have to come out of either tunnel. You can come out. You can come out of the back of the arena.
Toon Town, baby.
It's like you want to get in a pickup after the show. We don't choose the tunnel.
Mox
come right in.
Walks onto the screen, winks at her, walks through a wall into Toon Town. Says, when you're in Toon Town, you can go anywhere you want. No holes. No holes. The world is a hole. The whole world is a hole. And you just walk right through it.
You go through a hole and it could go anywhere, you know? That's the fun.
Just a big black hole in the wall. You just walk through it.
You just walk right through it.
Where's that tunnel go? I don't know. Anywhere you want it to go. Wormholes.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Transporter. It's infected us too.
I'm simultaneously in every single sci-fi show right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm the transporters from Star Trek. I'm like, wormholes, we're in Farscape. Jon Moxley would be a Muppet. You know what I mean? This is all adding up.
I mean, the Muppets went to space for sure, yeah.
The Muppets went to space for sure. Some of them came from space. Some of them started in space.
So true, yeah.
We're really putting dots together.
Don't you ever try to talk to me about anything when a Muppet came from space.
Ellie, which of the Muppets came from space? Can we list them?
I think it's Gonzo. I think canonically Gonzo, but others could have. I don't think all could have. I don't know where the Muppets came from. Jim Henson's hand. I think. Should I move on?
Yeah, what if me and Anne just keep quizzing you about Muppet facts?
I don't think I have any more. I think you got
timestamp Muppet fact interlude.
Guys, I think you got everything I had to give in the Muppet fact department. Last week on Collision, FTR stole Bandito's mask, and Brody King came to save him, but I guess not before they got his mask. I didn't watch any of this. They all fought, and FTR got the better of them. And so they had an advantage coming into the match on Dynamite. And then on Dynamite, there was a 30-minute time limit, and they fought for all 30 of them. And I figured out a workaround to make sure that when I put dates in Excel, they don't automatically turn into a format I didn't want. And it was really hard. You have to use Google Drive. It's crazy.
Dates in Excel, it's a real, it's not a good situation.
It is rough in there.
Yeah.
And they don't want to solve it.
FDR gave you that opportunity to really get in there.
Yeah, I appreciated it a lot. And 30 minutes, time limit draw.
Yeah.
I felt those 30 minutes.
It was a long 30.
I took my trash out during this.
That's cool.
Oh, and my fungus gnat traps got delivered, so I've set a bunch of those.
I got to set some new ones because the situation here is not good.
It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant when they're about.
No. And where are they living? That's what I'd like to say.
In the soil. In the plant soil.
I don't want them in there.
I know. So we'll discuss this when we get offline. But I've got some stakes that go right into the soil.
Great.
Wow.
Okay.
Get
perfect.
them where they live.
Smart.
That's what I was doing. So while you guys were watching, when everybody who in the world who watches wrestling was watching this match,
you were learning the blade.
I was learning the blade against fungus gnats.
Wow. I really didn't subdue anything during this 30 minutes, and I feel like I really let that time go to waste.
Oh, and I'm sure there'll be another 30-minute FTR match for you to use any day.
So true.
Our group chat during this time was so funny because there was like there was a message at like 9:01, and then there was a message at like 9:17, and then there was a message at like 9:31.
Yeah.
It's just like,
still have nothing to say about this.
It's like, you can't get us. Oh, I know we liked FTR for 5 minutes. Well, they ruined it. Don't worry about that. We don't like it anymore.
They ruined it, and frankly, the rest of the show stepped up. Remember that period when FTR was the only one telling a story on the whole show?
It was
wild.
so weird. It was such a weird story. It didn't make sense, but they had so much to say about it. It wasn't my favorite episode of Dynamite. I'll say that.
No.
It was not.
It was not a good episode.
Anyway, FTR and the Hurt Syndicate and the other Brodito are going to fight all three of them together at Forbidden Door. And Hurt Syndicate had a backstage segment on Collision, and I think it was just someone being like, are you even worried about that? And they said, no one could beat us.
It's so pathetic. I wonder if men think that it's like an attractive quality to not be able to pretend to lose a fake wrestling.
It's the biggest red flag of all time. It's truly the biggest red flag.
It's like, you should be mortified. Like, do you wrestle your 4-year-old nephew and just like grind his face into the carpet and say, I don't do jobs, kid? You know?
The other thing that was crazy about that Collision moment is like there was a moment where it was like whoever was interviewing, I actually really wish I had remembered who was doing the interviewing, but it doesn't matter. They were like, oh, so hey, is there any discord between MVP and like Shelton and Bobby? And MVP was like, no, absolutely not. Of course my boys love me. And it would have been a really great moment for like Shelton or Bobby to like in any way indicate like whether there's something MVP doesn't realize is going on or like, you know, anything like that. No, they didn't give nothing. They just smiled and enigmatically and was like, gotta go, and left.
Do you remember back in the days of, God, what could they have been called? The Pinnacle, when Wardlow would sometimes do his face acting behind MJF, and he was pretty good at it. He did a pretty good job of, like, in a low-key way, you're just like, that guy's not happy.
Yeah. Luchasaurus did the same thing when Luchasaurus was like like
Brian Cage did it in Team Taz.
Brian Cage was doing it.
did it. Well, he's a genius. He's a little genius.
Of course, he's brilliant.
That's my
We've
special
always
boy.
felt that. We've always thought that.
We've always said that about Brian Cage. He's our very special boy. I miss him. Oh, I miss him. I hope he's having fun at the mansion.
Normal clothes at the Dunkhouse mansion where everyone else is dressed like a sci-fi villain.
I hope the Young Bucks are making him soup in the kitchen, and their role as kitchen boys. I hope they're making him.
That's nice.
Big
Nice
old
way for them
buckets
to
of soup.
pay their rent over at the mansion.
I'm imagining. I was just like, it's Brian Cage though, so they're gonna have to make a lot of soup. It's like day and night.
The amount of soup that Brian
buckets
Cage
of
probably eats. Wow, I hadn't thought about it. So true. Those are some big boys.
God, I know that grocery bill is gargantuan. Anyway,
And they don't get paid anymore.
they don't
Yeah.
get paid. No.
As
Well,
an aside, Leah, I love that you're using the word Discord casually now, like not the chat platform, but just like as like a enmity kind of situation. It really makes my brain have to work a little bit harder, which I appreciate.
And I love that. I love
Yeah.
to make give your
little
brain a
tough.
little exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Stave
how
off the
she's
dementia.
taking revenge on you for the weather thing. All right. So then on that.
She's gonna have a word of the day and just start slipping something weird into every episode and be like,
This is how we learn, girls. We're gonna become so.
You wouldn't let me use mindless chit-chat to start our podcast, and now you're going to learn new words, new
Oh,
dictionary
wow.
definition words.
Well, in fairness, I think our car chit chat was still pretty mindless, but it was a little something new.
it was a little
something-
new, a little more
little something
entertaining
fun.
than weather every week. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let's not really. Hey,
Hey,
let's not
listen,
renegade it.
I'm excited for your reign as chit-chat
Thank you.
initiator.
Chit chat
Thank you so
queen.
much.
Chit chat queen. Okay, guys, focus up. On Dynamite. Guys, enough. Y'all done here? Y'all fucking done here?
You're right. We gotta get off the Muppets.
Gonzo came from space. Rizzo came from space. Scrooge came from space. Basically a Muppet. Then on Dynamite.
If I told you to name every Muppet, how many do you think you could get? I mean, don't do it now.
Fozzie. Sam the
Rolf.
Eagle.
Anna's,
Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
Kermit, Miss
Animal,
Piggy.
yeah. Lots of them. I think we could get them all. Probably most of them. So, anyway, then on Dynamite, Tony Schiavone interviewed Christian Cage and Adam Copeland together in ring. Very long Copeland sing along.
It was longer than usual, right?
Yeah, I went on for a long time.
Felt
Add
long.
a second verse that I don't think we usually do we?
I was like, have some of you been studying this? You sicken me. You
Only
sicken
Australia
me.
knows the words. We have to stop trying to force this. I've really turned on Cope. Like for a while, I was a Cope tolerator, but now it's I'm done with Adam Copeland.
I've had it with him. Anyway, Christian starts berating the crowd. He comes out, the crowd's booing him. He's like, stop, let me do my business. Cope says, what are you doing, man? You're still going to be that guy? Come on, these people love us. Which
Immediately, okay, so
Yeah.
the moment the sing-along started, like he emerged, I'm kombucha meme. I'm going, ew, this is annoying, this is terrible, whatever. Cope gets to that line, and I kind of cocked my head, and that's an interesting thing to say.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening. Let him
Hit
cook.
me with a little more than that.
Let him cook. Okay.
And didn't he say like we're inarguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time or something?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Look at this baby
did.
face. What a sympathetic thing to
Yeah.
say.
He says,
But I loved it.
He's talking to the crowd. He says, I get it. He is what he is. He's an asshole. It just so happens that he's my asshole. And the crowd's laughing, and then he's hamming it up like, what did
Oh
I
my
just say?
God.
He's my butt? He's my butthole?
This was like a real mommy's little ham derogatory. It's like, okay, you're overdoing it a little bit.
I think you should have just let it lie. I think you
Yeah.
should have let it lie. Just no sell the
exactly.
butthole part, you
Yep.
know?
Would have been funnier. Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Schiavone asks if Christian took Cope's advice to go find himself. Christian's like, well, I went home for sure, but I definitely looked into my heart, and what I found was no problems. I like me just the way I am.
Christian, they could never make me hate
They
you.
can never make me hate you. They can never make me hate you.
Never.
So he's like, listen, we're not friends. We're not on the same page. We're not friends anymore, really. I actually don't know if he said that. I don't know what he said, but he was basically like, I'm not saying that we want to neck every week on TV. I'm just saying that we have to fight the same people together. And that sometimes the best thing that you can be with your best friend of a lifetime is simply merely business partners. And
it's like, I'm listening.
I said, I'm confused, complimentary. I'm not sure what to make of. What did you guys make of the vibes? So then they're just like, we're going to be business partners, but we don't love each other anymore. Tony, I know you wish we did, but we don't. We're just going to be business partners.
And meanwhile, Bryan Danielson's being like, yeah, last week Copeland, he hugged Christian, but Christian, he didn't put his arms up. Like, he wasn't hugging him back. I was like, Bryan Danielson, I love this body language.
It was a shining moment for Bryan Danielson because I said, I didn't know that you could see that kind of thing.
You can recognize that?
When a man's not hugging another man? Wow.
You've never indicated to me before that you were capable of reading body language from anybody. And suddenly the expert is here at the table. Did your wife sit you down? Talk you through it? Like, what's up?
They should absolutely start doing, like how they do like Taz's little like move of the week or whatever. They should do like Bryan Danielson's body language of the week, and he'll just be like, look at how Harley has her legs around Chris's waist. Suggestive. Like,
you see them standing there like, he's angled in, but he's angled out. His energy is pointing away.
Pointing.
That would be the greatest. That would be the greatest thing I've ever seen. I wish I could see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Reactions to whatever is happening with these guys.
I was like I said before, I was in a bad mood coming into this because I was like, you've ruined this for me. However, I find it kind of interesting for Cope to, like, they could have done something where Cope is like, I love you, I'm happy to be here with you, I want to be friends with you, let's make this work, and Christian be like, not really. Instead, they're both saying, hey, let's do it for the cameras. Hey, let's do it for the audience. Let's do it for the clout. Only one person is openly a heel and the other person thinks he's a face. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, for Cope to be like, hey, I'm a good guy and let me team with this bad guy because the people are going to love it. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Especially while Cope, who thinks he's a babyface for sure, is saying things like, the people love us so much. Like, everything he's doing is very unsympathetic. And so it's like, and I don't know if he's like deliberately doing unsympathetic thing, like being a heel while like who thinks he's a face, or if it's just incompetence, which I think is probably more likely. But I do kind of love it as a dynamic. I'm interested.
I think it is, the whole thing is a bit of a galaxy brain meme where you're starting and you're like, that doesn't add up. But then increasingly you're like, wow, that doesn't really add up. That does not add up.
Well, because it was like, it's crazy. They're forcing them to get back together and they're doing some kind of Christian face turn. But now it's like, well, they're not. They're just working together to crush their enemies. It's like, well.
It's like funny for it to be like, so Christian in this segment is just like, we're not in love. This is just merely a marriage of convenience. And it's like, that you caused, you know what I mean? It's like, well, it wasn't that convenient until you made it convenient. Like,
like two people turning up at the justices of the peace of their own free will, being like, hey, we're here because we're being forced to get married by gunpoint. And the justice of the peace is like, where's the gun?
There is something, like, we're getting to the point where I'm like, okay, if you guys are teaming up in weird ways, and I'm increasingly just being like, it would be easy to avoid this, but it seems you do not want to. But they just keep being like, it's merely a business partnership, and they never say I love you. You just, by that time they retire, you're just like, well, obviously they're retiring together. Like, they're in love with each other, and they're just like, well, what a satisfying business partnership this has been that we were forced to have. We're forced to do it together, but...
And then they're going off like, I mean, I guess it just makes business sense for us to buy a home together, you know? I mean, just for the tax write-off more than anything. It's like, does it?
We're going to get huge clout if we get this house together.
People will love
if we
it,
get real estate agent Sting to help us buy a beautiful, huge house together, oh, the people are gonna go crazy for that. It's like, if the people are me, like, yeah. But that all hinges upon, like, now you're on a path where I'm like, you can never say I love you. You can only show in a certain small way, the intensity of your love, and then just be like, but we don't speak of that. But we're going to die together and be buried in the same grave.
Again, practically, it just makes more sense environmentally.
What are we going to do? Buy 2 plots? We're not millionaires.
Coffins are so expensive. Like, probably if one of us dies, the other one should just climb in the coffin with him, just to save
Put
money.
the dirt on. I don't know. I guess I love it. I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think it makes any sense.
No, it's not what I would have done. But I'm interested.
I feel like it might, though. Like, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Because, like, at this point, I do think it's kind of incompetence. But, I mean, we're about to talk about, like, Luchasaurus comes back, right? Huge pop. Everyone's freaking out.
Yeah.
He beats them up while the crowd goes crazy cheering for him.
I love it.
And it's like, they had to know the crowd would be happy to see Luchasaurus, right? And be on his side. Like, surely,
like the
right?
whole storyline before Luchasaurus left was that Luchasaurus was the family dog who was getting kicked
abused.
over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So he's in the right to turn on Christian. And then on top of it, AEW has a history of turning people face when they come back from injury anyways. So the combination, I'm like, Luchasaurus is a monster face now. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, so I am a little bit like, maybe they are doing it on purpose. Maybe Cope is, like, on purpose being a heel who is confused,
Maybe. But then what are we supposed to think
Probably
about FTR?
not, but...
I keep forgetting you're involved in this, to be honest.
Yeah,
When I was trying to figure out where to put something today, I was like, I got to put this FTR like YouTube clip somewhere. Where am I going to put it? Where are they? Where are they? They're not anywhere here. They're not here. It took me so long to be like, right, they're connected to the Cope storyline. Like, it just doesn't seem...
No, it doesn't seem right.
Okay, if you told me, Cope and FTR sit down together. Cope's like, it's so gutting to me that I love Christian so much, but there's just no way in with him. Cope, and then FTR are like, here's the plan. We turn on you. And then, like, they put together this plan that's like, and then.
They're basically like in a YA novel where the fake dating has to happen, but the one person has to really do a lot to, like, cause it. Yeah.
Right. Every single thing you read, you're like, well, I don't think that's how a human being would think or how they would respond to that. But, like, if it was just like Cope's like, and then I'll come out and save him. And it's like, I can't even make it add up right now. But it's like, if he had some big plan where he's like, yeah, and then I'll come out and save him. And then he'll have to come save me from you guys. And then because I saved him and he saved me, then I'll say we have to team up. And then he'll agree that we have to team up. Because in a way, it's like now that Luchasaurus is back, it's like Christian has so many abused family members who are absolutely in the right, who are mad at him, and I'm kind of like, and Cope like only has FTR, and who cares? Like, Cope is so tall. Why doesn't the bigger man simply stomp the two small men? I don't know. Anyway, Luchasaurus is back. They showed this little backstage clip that they'd filmed where people are they're in a kind of a Jekyll and Hyde, Frankenstein, dark lab situation, and people are injecting things.
Because they were crafting things. Like, I was
potions.
Like, Jungle Boy? Is he making knives back there?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I wish.
I know. But maybe soon. Who knows?
I want him back so badly. I want him back so badly, and I feel sick. I feel sick at his absence.
It's so crazy.
Boy. I can't have Jericho. I can't have OC because of his titty. I don't get any men. I don't get any men I want.
I know, and you don't even put Chuck Taylor on the list anymore because that's how much we've given up on that.
I'm like, I guess we say goodbye to him for the last time.
Say goodbye to these.
I miss those boobs. Okay. Anyway, so Luchasaurus chokeslams. So he's back. He's back, baby.
Yeah. He's back, and people. I was very, very sick.
I was really happy.
Such a big pop. It really makes me happy because he was very sick. It sounded like that's nice.
It's really nice, and he looked good, and he's a face, and he has a face.
Yeah,
something we all know.
Pretty indisputably, I think so.
But it's like we don't know what happened in that transporter room. We just don't know. Now, I don't know that we need. Do you want? Which of these do you want?
Max Caster.
Yeah, I know. You like that I'm like, well, could be my special topic, maybe. No. Renee interviewed Anthony Bowens backstage on Dynamite, Anthony Bowens, she was like, what do you think about Max Caster going to Scotland and getting a fun little match in Scotland? He was like, Renee, what the literal fuck? I thought this interview was going to be about me, but for some reason, beyond me, I have to keep hearing the name Max Caster. When the Acclaim broke up, I was supposed to be the star. Me, not him. And he's getting into this whole thing of like all the things that he's done that are cool, and they were so funny because it started being like, I threw a pitch at a game. I hung out with Bob Odenkirk. I think that people should think about cancer. They should know what it is. Why does Max Caster get to perform in Scotland? All he does is lose. He's a loser. He's pathetic. I cannot stop hearing the sound
someone
of
in the crowd. This is a
chant.
pre-tape backstage. As he's saying that, someone in the crowd screams, "He's the best wrestler alive."
And then he says, "I cannot stop." It was perfect. It was perfect.
So perfect.
I cannot stop hearing the sound of that chant. I'm getting people are sending me the clap emojis. The crowd. Oh, Glasgow. Oh, Glasgow, you killed it.
Perfect.
The crowd starts
Perfect chant.
chanting. Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive. Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive. Anthony Bowens is furious. And he looks at Renee and he says, just do it, Renee. I know you want to. Like Renee is standing there dying to do the cheering. It was so funny.
Like, Anthony Bowens
So
has
funny.
been nothing up to this point, but I think his character of man slowly being driven insane by Max Caster's success I think he's got something there.
Absolutely. Well, he's tapped into something really raw. Real and raw. Real and raw. Because I'm like, if I were you, I would feel that way for real a little bit.
Yeah.
I certainly would. And so I like that you maybe you felt that feeling and you said like, you know what? Fuck everyone's focus grouping me. Let's set that aside. Let's just be Anthony. And Anthony has had it with this.
He's had it with this, and he's being a little pathetic right on screen to Renee, and that's what gets you over, to be honest.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, wow, and you said all of that on TV? You shouldn't have done that. Yeah, but it's good you did. It's really good you did.
It's so good. And it's so funny that the crowd like does exactly what they're supposed to do, and that everyone's gotten so good at this horrible chant.
Horrible chant.
The control Max Caster has over that crowd. My goodness.
Crazy. That's some charisma.
And that's why he's the star of the Canine Rescue. The crowd is like, we love that he put all those children in the well. It's so cool to have a well totally full of children. It's cool that it started with one child and they said, get that child out of there. And he put 50 more children in there.
jet speed, those sleek little huskies, they just keep pulling children out of the well, and somehow there are more children down there than when they started.
They just keep arfing confusedly at each other, like, what? How can there still be more children? Max, come help, Max.
Max, come where we can see you.
Every time they're not looking, he takes one of the children they just took out and he puts the child back.
He got confused about what they were doing.
Oh my gosh. That's what you mean, stung glee. Me stung glee. Anything else? Anything you wanted to talk about that you didn't get a chance to talk about?
No.
I'm happy that Tony Schiavone got to so proudly call Nigel his partner on Collision. And then he said, Nigel's going back to his home country. And it sounded like Nigel isn't allowed there usually. It sounded like, thank goodness he can have a work visa for this match so he can see his home country again.
The vibe was so funny because Matt Menard was like so proudly biased in favor of Danny, and then Tony Schiavone was so proudly biased in front of Nigel, and the two of them are just passive aggressively being like, "Well, I think this."
I do think that Danny Garcia is going to murder him, maybe, but
Yeah.
I sort of think he should. At this point,
I think he should.
The amount of old men who have stepped on Danny Garcia's neck to get an undeserved win, I think he should be allowed to murder him.
Just kill. Faster, pussycat. And so that's all. And then I got to do my special segment. That's really fun. Everyone loved my special topic. And
It's so funny that you were like, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? You're like, well, I do.
Well, I have to say, I always say it, so I have to say it, but it is hard when I'm the person who has something else to say. I think what I wanted to acknowledge was like, of course, this shouldn't be on the schedule, but I want to say it.
People know our priorities, and it's like Nigel Tony is obviously a top one.
I hope they have a really nice second honeymoon together.
I know. I hope it's really romantic.
It was so romantic.
I hope they're kissing in castles.
Oh, yeah, and some sausage rolls from Greg's.
Oh, from Greg's.
from
They're
Greg's.
great.
Okay, that's all. So that's the end of the podcast.
Now that's the kind of skill that you only get after 3 years of podcasting.
Y'all
It's been
done.
a little longer than 3 years.
Yeah, we're going on. Are we
4
in
and a
year
half.
4.5?
4.5? Are you serious? I thought
March
it was
of
3.5.
21.
Oh wow. Wow.
Oh, and
That doesn't feel
Yeah,
right.
going
hit
on
4?
5. It'll be
We hit
5 years next
Oh my
March.
God.
Yeah.
I'm really scared right now.
For some
I know.
reason, I didn't internalize that, and so I thought we were at 3.5. So I'm like really startled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been doing this this is kind of what we've been doing.
This is
This is what
Actually,
we
it's
have to show for our free
Becoming the
time.
majority of the time we've known each other, which is
Oh.
crazy.
Okay, well, I think I just have some stuff to think about. Just kidding. We feel fine. We love podcasting. I've been Allie.
I've been in.
And I've been Leah.
This is Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Chris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, and Blue Sky at Tunnel Talk Pod, via Gmail, tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. We have a souvenir stand. You can find it at chop-tees.com. You can find us on our feed, on the Social Suplex Network feed, where you can check out all the other great podcasts on the network, including Keeping It Strong Style, and we will be seeing Jeremy next week. You can also find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Stay frosty. And as always, please come back next week.